Yo, what is going on? Redux gang. Bro, y'all don't really understand how much I appreciate the 10 subs for real. Cause that shit fire, bro. I really didn't think that would happen, but it happened. Now, we finna get to 20. We can see if we can get to 15 and then 20. Cause we on the road to 100, bro. That's what we doing for real. But I missed y'all, man. I really miss y'all for real. The reason why I'm uploading this so late is because, well, as you know, I put on a community tab that that my shit crashed, right? Like, it was almost finished rendering, everything was almost ready to go, and then it just like crashed, and then I resetted my PC, and guess what? Part 5 was clapped. Gameplay, audio log, and all. And I was like, bro, okay. So I learned my lesson, and from this day forward, I am just gonna start backup saving everything, cause I do not want that to happen again. Cause I was so upset for real. But we gonna get into it. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to do, and this is gonna be part 5 of what if Tatsumi had Vergils Yamato. So as you know, we're about to get into it. Without any further ado, let's get into the what if. So as we left off, we all know that everything went to canon after Bulat's passing. Tatsumi wanted to infiltrate the tournament that Aztec was having, to see and gauge her abilities along with other people she may have recruited, right? And so with that being said, Tatsumi gets captured, taken against his own will, really, if we really want to be technical. And so we fast forward a couple of let's say about a week, barely reaching a week, right? We see Tatsumi and Esdeath sitting along the cliff as she starts to tell Tatsumi that he'll be able to do all the things that the Jaegers are doing, as he watches all of their abilities to work. As you know, Bowles has the fire Imperial arms. He watches Seiryu work, Wave work, and Kurome work, and Run work, and Dr. Stylish too. So as he was doing that, he saw Seiryu and he got upset, but he realized that he had to keep his emotions in check, because he remembered what Bulat said: it takes more than emotion to survive. And, you know, he's been taking that literal. So, as they were talking, he was trying to see if he could convince Esdeath to join the Revolutionary Army, since he said that apparently that he has charm on her. And so he was like, let me work up my manly charm, as he tried to escape. But then, you know, she held his hand and said that, you know, he ain't going anywhere. And so, you know, after the Jaegers, you know, completely destroyed the Revolutionary Army base, right? They go back to their base of operation, and Tatsumi finds himself in Esdeath's room, which, if y'all know what's about to take place. And so we cut to her taking a shower and saying that, you know, maybe I should have told him to come take a shower with me, as she's rushing the hell out this shit. But any other dude would probably like legit fall for that, bro, for real. Let's be honest here. But let's be for real now. Like, be for real. Anyway, so honestly, after that, everything else goes to canon. She comes out barely, like, wearing nothing, little to nothing, just that sleeping shirt that's like one button, maybe two buttoned up on a good day. And so she approaches Tatsumi, and they basically talk about, you know, their feelings and how Tatsumi saying that he never felt like this before, as Estes is like, let's stop talking and let our bodies take over. And she really hold on. She trying to, the man, like they just clapping, having a good time, happy for each other. And Estes wants to be happy for Tatsumi and want to do that stuff, but she wants to study his moves basically. I gotta try to keep it PG so YouTube don't fucking shadow ban me to oblivion. But yeah. And so Tatsumi was nervous at first, and so he was telling her that like she knows and he knows that the Imperial is really corrupt. And so he said that basically he's not going to do anything until he sees her join the Revolutionary Army, and that they might be potential enemies on the battlefield. And so yeah, that pretty much happens. And she kisses him, and he accidentally put his hand on the gazongas, and that makes Esdef be taken aback. This is not canon. I'm adding this stuff in, so let me cook. And so he apologizes as he didn't mean to do that, and Esdef hugs him, basically saying that that she'll make sure nothing happens. And he was like, he doesn't want to join. He doesn't want to fight for a corrupt Imperial or a corrupt empire in any setting. And so that gets Esdef mad, and she slaps him and says that she's a general, but that don't matter. And so he was like, okay, I guess we can't get nowhere, so I'm just gonna stop. And then Esdef was like, feel free to take a shower or anything. Tatsumi said he's good. And so as he was about to leave, she said, any attempt that he makes to try to escape or wander around, he will be executed on the spot. And so basically Tatsumi had to stay and basically be her spoon. So as Tatsumi lays back in the bed, he gonna be like, I'll just try to enjoy the time that I have over here and, not try to give way too much. And so he falls asleep as he closes his eyes, and we fade to black. We wake up, well, he wakes up, not we. Tatsumi wakes up as he is taken aback that he is, something is so soft and firm, as, he was spooning Esdef, and Esdef is just like, taken aback, but at the same time is very pleased, as she wakes Tatsumi up saying, you're no spring chicken, basically, as he wakes up and sees where his hands are at, and this man teleports with the most I'm sorry type beat, as the classic anime trope where touch somewhere you're not supposed to touch, and they get all this speed out of nowhere, basically. Says I'm sorry. And so Tatsumi goes out to meet after those shenanigans, Tatsumi goes out to meet the rest of the Jaegers, which include Bulls, Wave, Run, and Karome, as Karome tells Tatsumi, that Akame is her sister, and that she's a traitor to the Imperial because she chose to fight for the Revolutionary Army, and that she needs to die for that. So Tatsumi was taken aback by this, and so, after that, they go around on little tiny runs and missions and stuff, with Esdef literally being by Tatsumi's side, as she wonders why he fights with two swords, as Esdef didn't know that the one on his back is the key to incurse you, as he had it in a sheath the whole time, which is good. But Tatsumi did say that Yamamoto is his imperial arms, and that, how nobody else can basically draw the sword but him. With her being impressed because, it takes, mental fortitude and a certain wavelength to have certain imperial arms, while she never heard of Yamamoto before, because it's lost in the text, as, Yamamoto is pretty broken. But, they don't know that. He knows that, but not to the full extent. As she finally lets Tatsumi go on the mission, and says that he'll go with Wave to learn the ropes, and then at nightfall that they'll switch partners, and as death will be with Tatsumi, as he says okay, and Wave and Tatsumi go off in the mountains. As Wave, everything goes to canon, how they basically talk about, he feels like that they're brothers because they deal with the same thing, and they kind of do with the Jaegers and Night Raid. And so as they were walking up the mountains, Tatsumi suddenly stops and turns around, and so he draws Yamamoto and instantly speed blitzes behind Wave as Tatsumi chops a wooden tree danger beast. That's what they got, surrounded by. And so Tatsumi and Wave stood back to back, and they started going to work. And so after they chopped all the wood danger beasts into like some ribbons and some firewood, Wave noticed that Tatsumi escaped. And so that's when he uses his Imperial Arm Grand Chariot, like a better make of Incursiu, but I still think, Incursiu is still powerful, more powerful than, than Grand Chariot, since the evolution and stuff. But, I digress. That was a tangent. I'm gonna move on. And so, Wave goes to look for Tatsumi, as Tatsumi is in his Incursiu form. And he's running, and that's when, Grand Chariot says Grand Fall from the side, from the air, and Tatsumi dodges, and just in time, as he makes like a stupidly huge crater that just blasts everything, with Tatsumi going on the defensive, blocking every attack. And since he has Yamamoto, he has enhanced speed and reaction time, along with the enhanced power. So let's just say that Tatsumi is like holding back because he's really not trying to fight. And so as Grand Chariot kicks Tatsumi, as Wave kicks Tatsumi into like a wall, it makes like a tiny crater, and that's when Tatsumi gets upset, and then Wave feels the energy that he's letting off, as it starts swirling blue. But then Tatsumi was about to do his devil trigger unknowingly again, but he remembered what bro said, it takes more than emotion. And so Tatsumi goes on the defensive as he jumps in the air, and then that's when Wave comes in with another grand fall. And so Tatsumi blocked it, and then used the shock wave from the water that he landed in as a means to escape, to go with the flow of the current. And Tatsumi makes his great escape as he comes to the shore after getting exhausted, and saying that, he's glad he went on the defensive, because that last move could have really injured him. And so the last move that Wave did could have injured him. And so he walks to shore as he gets on one knee, and he has Yamamoto holding him up, right? As there's a lion danger beast that comes out and starts rushing Tatsumi. And Tatsumi used the last of his strength to use like the semi-judgment cut that Vergil does. Like, for all my DMC 5 players, when you hold triangle and he slashes so fast, it releases like a wave of slashes, Like, that's a semi-judgment cut, if anybody didn't know that. So that's what he does, and he slices the beast up, and that really took all the energy he had. And so he lays there as Akame looks at him and is surprised that Tatsumi is here, and he's happy to see Akame, as he was like, it's nice to see you. I really never noticed how beautiful your eyes were till and then that's when he passes out, and Akame blushes because, she's happy to see Tatsumi. And as they were having that moment, Lubbock, the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend himself, comes running and grabs both of them and saying that, they have to go back to base, and he and Tatsumi needs to report everything, as he's really happy to see Tatsumi. But he tried to play it off as he said, if he wouldn't have left, he would have had his own harem. But Akame says, don't be fooled. He really has missed Tatsumi. And Tatsumi was like, I wouldn't have doubted that either. And so as they run, the camera pans to the ever blue sky, and we fade to black. Now, everything goes to canon when we come back and cut to the Jaeger's base of operation. And basically, Wave is getting tortured by by his death, and saying that, he lost Tatsumi, but letting that Night Raid member go is even more bad. And he promises her that he'll do anything he can to make it right. And then that's when Esdeath dismisses her. And so, she basically said that if Tatsumi does work, is indeed in the Revolutionary Army or in Night Raid, that if he isn't strong enough to see the end, then he really isn't the one for her. But she has no doubt that Tatsumi will see it through. And so, as we cut outside to the base of operation, we cut back inside with Tatsumi telling everybody, their Imperial arms, and he confirms that for Akame, that Kurome is actually in the Jaegers, and that's when Akame is taken aback by it a little bit, but she remains steadfast as he tells everybody the Jaegers' abilities, certain Imperial arms they have, what they do. And so, with that being said, after that, they celebrate. They go to another base that they have hidden, and they go celebrate for Tatsumi's return. And so that's when Dr. Stylish and his recon forces pull up. Like, he do the smoothest spin the block pull up, because he realized that Tatsumi is not what he say he is. And so he comes with his goons and basically, infiltrates Night Raid's. He infiltrates Night Raid's. Night Raid's base of operation, as Leilani is the first one that get quote unquote assassinated, but we all know she survived that and utterly beat the dog shit out the person who tried to assassinate her. And so while the base is running hot, Lubbock using his strings fighting the contorted dolls that just can't die, because they're technically immune to blunt force damage. But since Lubbock's strings always connect to the heart, and he could just squeeze the heart if his strings penetrate you. That's pretty much what happens. They fight off the invaders, and that's when Tatsumi dons and Curseyu and unsheathes Yamato and starts going to work with Yamato. And then he realized that he could use a spectral sword that has the impact of Incurseu's ki. If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's Mirage Edge, basically. And so he uses Mirage Edge as he starts going through the people, going through the recon soldiers, and that's when more appear, and everything pretty much goes to canon how the Dr. Stylish raid goes. Mind fights the person who took Ecstasy, and they retrieved Extase and kept Extase. And so while that was going on, that's when Night Raid meets the newest members since the boss was gone. And that's when Susanoo appears along with Chelsea appears with Sue not being affected by the paralysis poison, since that's when the paralysis poison was taking effect, and that Dr. Stylish was surprised that it didn't harm Tatsumi, but because he had the armor, and plus it didn't harm Sue because Susanoo is an organic type, and those things won't work on organic type Imperial arms, as Sue was making work of all Dr. Stylish minions. And so as the battle was drawing near, Dr. Stylish took Plan B, which to take a drug which turns him into like an A-class danger beast, and the more he eats, the more powerful he gets, as he was saying that he needs to level up. And so he basically eats his henchmen that he made and created and hired to be more stronger. And so as he gets more bigger, his skin gets thicker, as Akame told Tatsumi to carry her on his shoulders, and he was taken aback by it as he started to blush, as he says, "But you're barely wearing anything." And Akame blushes, but because it's not like her. And she was like, "We don't have time to think about that right now." And so Tatsumi says, "Right," as he hoists her up on his shoulders, and he tells her to hang on tight. And then Tatsumi dashes using Vergil's speed as he runs, towards it, jumps, and then he tries to let Akame slash Murasame on the armor that he has, but since his skin is too thick, it won't penetrate it, as Akame is confused on how to beat such an enemy. And Tatsumi said up there, because since he's a danger beast now, a certain type of danger beast, he has like his soft spot is it's like a tiny hole where his body is just exposed to the world. And so that's when Tatsumi said, "Hang on," as he bolted, leaving a crater in the ground, and moves at supersonic speeds, basically, as it looked like he just teleported. And Dr. Stylish punches on the ground, and that's when Tatsumi jumped up and started running on his arm. And then that's when Dr. Stylish took his other arm and tried to swat it. And then that's when Tatsumi, jumped through the fingers, grabbing it. And then as his whole right arm was up, Tatsumi slid down the arm as he said, "Akame, do it now." And then he grabbed Akame by the behind, which makes both of them blush. But they don't have time to think about that. And so he grabbed her, turned around, and threw him at him, my bad, not at her, at him. And she basically one-tapped him, as she was able to cut a little tiny piece of his skin on Dr. Stylish, as Dr. Stylish fell to the blade, as it's a one-hit killer. Like, even the smallest scratch can kill any person or anything, basically. And so as he did that, he fell and perished. And so as she was falling, Tatsumi caught her, and they were brought back down as the boss landed that giant manta ray that can fly, and introduces the new members of Night Raid: Susanoo, which is the boss's personal Imperial arms, and Chelsea, as she's a new member of the team, and she was basically able to win over Akame with a lollipop, basically, because she was starving. And so the rest of the team got on the manta ray, and they flew away from the old base, as as we pan to a camera where they fly off into the rising sunset after a hard, long fought battle during the night, and we fade to black. Now we cut to where they're in the middle of the forest again, near some mountains, not too like far away, really far away from the base that they were at, but not too far away from the Imperial, like literally under the Imperial, or not too far from the Imperial capital. And so basically they build a new base of operation, which Susanoo did, because he basically knows everything in the goddamn book. And so he builds the base, and along with the training center, well, there really wouldn't be no training center since he is like a literal Imperial Arms that does everything, including training, combat, and all that other stuff. And so with that being said, we're gonna pick up this next What If. We're gonna pick up part 6 with me coming back to that part as we fade to black, as everything was being built by Susanoo, and basically everybody was helping out building a new base of operations. And that's what I'm gonna leave part 5 of the What If. I really have to improvise for that part, because I was like, part 5 was supposed to go like that, but there was a little bit more, and since everything was deleted, I kind of lost track of what happened. But basically everything goes to canon with the anime and manga, with a few minor mix-ups and discrepancies that I did. But we will continue part 6. But this is where I'm gonna leave part 5, and part 6 we will continue. And I think I'll make that like a 45-minute version. I'm not sure, because I might cover the other parts that happen where Tatsumi gets transported to another island with Esdeath and stuff, and when he comes back and all that other stuff, and maybe the battle between Night Raid and the Jaegers, the first battle. So, this is Redux What If signing off with that with part 5 of What If Tatsumi had Vergils, Yamato. I really appreciate y'all for the 10 subs, bro. Like, that shit really made my day, bro. Like, I dropped that hour special and I saw them 10 subs. I was like, yes, sir. We did it. After I finish Yamato Tatsumi, I might do what if Tatsumi had Noctis's powers, like the Ring of Lucy, to basically give Tatsumi Noctis's powers. But I'm not too sure about that, and I might have some other what ifs like cooking. I could do a what if Avatar series that I'm currently scripting right now, but I need help with that. So if anybody wants to assist with me doing that, please let me know in the community tab, or just hit me up on my IG or my email. I'll put the email in the description. So if y'all want to work, we could work. If anybody wants to do collabs of what ifs, let me know. I'm down for that. But other than that, I appreciate y'all for the subs. Continue to subscribe to me. Hit that like button and hit them post notifications so y'all can get the notifications when I post on the community tabs or drop a new video. And I'm always active. So if y'all want to comment anything or any requests, let me know. Other than that, I just really appreciate y'all for the 10 subs, for real. Like, even if I do get paid for this, it's not about the money. I just want to tell stories to y'all, because I really enjoy telling stories. But without any further ado, this is Redux What If signing off. And I hope y'all enjoyed the jazz in the background. I hope it wasn't too loud. But other than that, like, I really do appreciate y'all, for real. Like, if I do get enough subscribers to where I drop merch, I'll even do free merch, for real. Like, if y'all want me to charge for money, I can do that, but I'm not gonna charge overly. I'm not gonna tax people overly stupid prices, bro. Like, if y'all want like a shirt for $5, bro, $5 is enough, man. Like, I really appreciate y'all. Like, the Redux crew, the Redux gang, y'all strong, for real, and I appreciate everything y'all do for me. But without any further ado, this is Redux What If signing off. Have a blessed day. Like I said, subscribe, follow, like, comment. I see a lot of people look at the videos, and that's fine, that's cool. But it would be really appreciative if y'all subscribe. But without any further ado, this is Redux What If signing off. Peace out and have a blessed day, man.